Hello, this is video number 3 in the series on how to lose 20 pounds in a month. We are currently 2 weeks in and I am down 12 pounds. Today we'll be talking about why muscle is important when it comes to losing weight. We're down 12 pounds. What does that look like? My wife thinks it's a little gross that I use Crisco as an example, but let's face it, that's what it is. So I'm carrying around this much less weight than when I began. Now, to be fair, this much is probably water weight and then just food inventory. And so as soon as I regain living normally again, I'll put back on the water weight and I'll have more food traveling through me. The point is, I'll be down this much body fat, and we've still got 2 weeks to go until a month is over, and then we're going to keep going for another 4 weeks after that. But today we're going to be talking about muscle. A lot of people have the mistaken idea that the primary purpose of exercising while you're trying to lose weight is to burn additional calories so that you can lose weight. The problem with that is it's nearly impossible to burn enough calories for it to matter. It takes you a mile run just to burn off one apple. The real reason for exercise is to persuade your body that muscle tissue is being used and it's not expendable. So when your body has its layoffs, it doesn't get rid of the muscle tissue. You need to make your body afraid to lose the muscle. To understand this, it may be helpful to talk a little bit about muscle tissue and how it works. To illustrate how muscle works, let me use a Thanksgiving turkey as an example. So when you eat a Thanksgiving turkey, there's two types of meat. You have dark meat and you have the light meat. And humans, like turkeys, have at least two different types of muscle fibers. They have slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. So if you think about your Thanksgiving turkey, its legs are the dark meat. And legs for a turkey, legs are more of an endurance muscle. The leg carries the turkey over long distances. While it's walking, it's running. It's in continuous use all day long. And the reason it's dark is because it has a lot of mitochondria. And mitochondria are the part of your cell responsible for endurance. The white meat, or fast twitch muscles, are responsible for quick explosive action, and they tend to be bulkier, they tend to contract more quickly, and so on. In reality, we have more types of muscle fiber than that. We have endurance fibers, which I have represented with several small skinny rubber bands here. And then we have 3 different types of fast twitch muscle that engage depending on the load imposed on them. And for your body to think that they are not expendable, it has to use them. You have 4 main types of muscle fiber, all of which must be used if you want to convince your body that they're not expendable. You have the endurance muscles. Then you have progressively bigger muscle fibers. In reality, the fibers themselves aren't really bigger, but what happens is when you're doing light weights or what we call aerobics or endurance exercises, you only ever need a few strands at a time. But when you're going for maximum weight, or if a tiger jumps out of the bushes and chases you, your body fires large quantities of fast twitch muscles at the same time. They tend to fire in large groups together. You're firing 10,000 fibers at once instead of 100 at once. Now, another important difference between these is it only takes about 90 seconds for these to recover, whereas it takes 1 to 2 weeks for your fastest muscle fibers to recover. The only way to work the most extreme muscle fibers is with extreme load. However, you don't want to always do 1 rep max because the risk of injury goes way up, and not only that, the other muscle fibers may not get enough of a workout. There's an author that I follow named Doug McGuff, and he wrote a book called Body by Science. This book, by far, provides the best information on how muscles work of any book that I have read. It's worth taking a look at. Doug McGuff has what he calls the Big 5 workout. There's a link here to a video with me walking you through the Big 5 workout, how to do it, and so on. The idea behind it is that you use light enough weight to engage the slow twitch fibers, but you never stop or take a break, and you use a heavy enough weight that it progressively engages the more and more intense muscle fibers. You go until failure. Essentially, you trick your body into thinking, if we didn't have the muscle that we have right now, we would be in danger. It sounds a little melodramatic, but that's what you're doing, is you're essentially demonstrating to your body that you need all these muscle fiber types. Otherwise, it'll atrophy. So if you just do aerobics, for example, then you will likely lose body mass. You'll give plenty of exercise to the slow twitch fibers, but the faster twitch fibers will go unused. One summer a few years ago, I ran about 300 miles during the summer. My upper body completely atrophied, and at the end of it, I could only bench press 80 pounds. And for those of you who have been lifting for any amount of time, that's an embarrassingly small amount. What had happened is I had only used endurance muscles, and as a result, all of the fast twitch muscle fiber had atrophied and gone away. The reason it's important to focus on muscle is because otherwise, instead of losing fat, you'll lose muscle. And that's really not the goal. You don't want to end up weaker than you started with as much fat. That's just not the goal. And so by showing your body that muscle is necessary, it has no option other than to burn the fat reserves. How do we burn more calories? One of the ways is with cold, and we'll be talking about that next week. Click subscribe so you don't miss it. That's all I have for today. We'll talk to you soon.